Hello YouTubers, and welcome to a new video of Arepas for dinner. So, I realized that you guys loved my previous video that was about how Czech Republic has changed me, so I decided to make this video that is about the 10 things that shocked me about Prague. And I don't know if you know me, my name is Andrea and I do videos about my life here in the Czech Republic. I've been living here for 2.5 years. I'm originally from Venezuela, and before living here I lived in Florida in USA, and before that I also lived in Valencia, Spain. So I think I can give you some insights on how is the life here in the Czech Republic. So that's it, let's start with the video. So the first thing that shocked me about Prague was the amount of convenience stores around the city. And you might know them as ovoce a zelenina, that is pretty much fruits and vegetables. But these Vietnamese stores, I believe they're all over the city. So it's so easy to just buy whatever you're missing right under your house or right in front of your house. Literally where I live, I have 3 of them that I can walk to in less than 2 minutes. Number 2, public transportation inside of the city. So I do have a car, but whenever I go to the city center, I use public transportation, and I've literally never seen a public transportation service work so well as the one here. Literally, the metro comes every minute and a half during the peak times, and otherwise it comes every 2 or 3 minutes, and in the weekends it comes like every 3 or 4 minutes. It's insane. You literally are not, I wear a watch that lets me know my step count, and I've been using public transportation to go pretty much anywhere around the city, and literally you don't walk. There's so much connections in between bus and tramway and metro that is so easy to get to the places without, breaking a sweat, which is absolutely amazing. And I never expected that from Prague. Prague is a pretty small city, so you wouldn't imagine the amount of public transportation it has. So it works great. So if you ever come here, I'm letting you know, if you want to buy a car because you want to travel outside the city, that's great. It's amazing. I love having my car, but I can guarantee you that you can work just fine with the public transportation. Number 3, and this is random because I think this entire list is random because it's just about things that shocked me when I moved to Prague, and it's about the doctor's appointment. So yeah, once you get a doctor appointment here in the Czech Republic, if it's not an emergency, it might take a while for you to get that appointment. It might be 1, 2, or even 3 months in the future, depending on for what you're asking the appointment. But honestly, once you are waiting there for the doctor, once you have the appointment, it's so fast. Like, you never have to wait for the doctors. I don't know if that's just a Venezuelan thing that every time we have an appointment in the doctor, nevertheless, we have to wait 1 or 2 hours. Here, you have to wait tops 10 minutes. So if your appointment is in 3 months, but it's at 3:20 p.m. of May 11th, literally, they're gonna see you at that time. And that was quite different from anything I've seen before. I don't know if it's just here. Let me know. Maybe I'm just crazy and it's not that of a big deal, but for me, it was a huge deal. Number 4, beer gardens. So now that the summer is starting, Czech Republic has a type of bar, you can call it bar. It's like an outside bar that is called a beer garden. And a beer garden is literally just this little spot that sells beers, and they have like wooden tables outside, and they as well sell sausages, they sell small foods, and you just sit with your friends outside and drink beer in a garden or, in a park, and it's pretty amazing. The first time I ever saw a beer garden here, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is so ideal. This is so summer. This is how summer should look like pretty much everywhere. I love beer gardens. I cannot wait for this quarantine to be over so we can start going to beer gardens. And talking about beer gardens, here comes part 5. And it is the nightlife in Prague. The nightlife in Prague. I don't know how to summarize this, but I think it's pretty much the best nightlife in the world, probably. I've lived in Valencia, Spain, where nightlife is pretty amazing. I think Venezuelan nightlife was like pretty cool as well. I lived in Miami, so you can tell nightlife there is great, but nothing compares to Prague nightlife. Here, people like to drink, they like to enjoy, they like to dance, they like to go to clubs, they like to go to bars. You do the thing that once the weather is good, people don't go out just to have a cigarette. They go out and they change bars. So you're all night just changing bars, going from one to the other, and it's just amazing. And the amount of people outside, I know a lot of people hate this, the amount of people on the streets when you go out, but honestly, since I live in the skirt of the city, it doesn't bother me, the sound and the noise of the people drinking outside. But I honestly love the nightlife here. It's very inexpensive. Drinking is very, very, very inexpensive here. So when you go out clubbing, usually you don't have a fee to enter, or if you have a fee, it's so little that it literally doesn't matter. It's like 100 crowns, like $4, something like that. And then the music is great inside the clubs, and the clubs literally end like at 4 a.m., I believe, or even 5 a.m. maybe. And then you even have like after clubs, which I don't frequent, but you can if you want. There's even one boat called Buccaneer that is like an after party club that is in a boat in the river, which is insane. So yeah, nightlife in Prague is, wow, it shocked me. It's amazing. Number 6, the distances. I mean, here in the Czech Republic, we're pretty much in the heart of Europe, as they like to call it, but I never realized how close everything was from here. I mean, living in Florida, you pretty much took the car and you drove for like 4 hours and then you were in Gainesville, which is still Florida. If you drive here 4 hours, you're like in the north of Germany. I mean, everything is so close that it's so easy to go from one place to the other. We go to Germany for the day just because we like to go there sometimes to shop for clothes. It's absolutely amazing how everything is so close. We've been moving from places to places so often. We go to ski to Austria and it's like no burden to go there. I am amazed on how easy it is to go to other places and how the cultures of the other places are so different from Prague and from the Czech Republic. So you literally in 4 hours you're in a completely different culture, different language, different country. So that was something that I knew, but you don't understand it until you're here and you live it in your own flesh, I guess. Number 7, summer activities. So if you know already where Czech Republic is located, it's pretty much in the middle of Europe and is landlocked, as they like to call it. So you don't have an ocean, you don't have sea, and therefore the summer activities have to be like very, very good, because otherwise everybody would just like run away to the places where you can see the ocean. Here in the summer, you have so many things going on. You have farmers market, you have the beer gardens that I talk about, you have concerts, you have festivals, you have canoe trips that people do in Český Krumlov, you have film festivals in Karlovy Vary. Everybody has a cottage. Yeah, you don't have to be rich to have like a townhouse or like a house outside of the city. Pretty much everyone has one, which is great because you have so many cool and different places you can go during the summer. And literally this city lives for the summer. There's so many things going on around the city that it just looks like a gigantic, never-ending festival. Number 8, everything is old and historical. Yeah, you pretty much can tell that, in Europe, everything is old and historical. But Prague is, I believe, almost exceptional in that. It reminds me a lot to the time where I was living in Oxford, that it was pretty much the same. Here is not just the places that you visit as a tourist that are going to be historical and amazing. It's as well the clubs where you go partying. They might be like 300 years old. You go to a restaurant and it's 500 years old. It's so historical. It's so full of culture that it's just, in some point, it starts to be normal, but I really don't like to normalize it because it's just amazing. I mean, we went to a restaurant once that it was created the same year that Christopher Columbus discovered America. What? That's insane. Number 9, food is so good. Food is so good. And I know some expats don't agree with me, but I've grown so fond of Czech food. Literally from the sausages to the goulash to the svíčková na smetane, literally every food here, I love it. Everything seems to be cooked for so long and with so much love. It's like your grandma made it. It's just great. I honestly always keep like Czech sausages in my freezer so I can pop them in the barbecue anytime that we have a nice day. And number 10, weather. So, a lot of people are going to disagree with me and they're going to say, no, weather in Prague is horrible. Well, Not in my opinion. Honestly, when I moved to Prague, I thought it was gonna be way colder. I mean, in winter, it literally only gets like -6 Celsius, not Fahrenheit, during the night. So it's pretty mild compared to other places and what people think of Czech Republic when thinking about Czech Republic. I think as well Prague has a very dry weather, which makes winter to be less penetrating. I mean, once you get a good jacket, you really don't feel it. Then every house is so good isolation. I don't know how you call it, the yellow thing that they put outside of the wall. So that makes houses to be so warm. Every place is so warm. And then, as I said before, public transportation is so good that literally in winter, if you wouldn't like to have a jacket, you wouldn't really need one. I mean, you would want, because there's so many pretty things to do outside, but honestly, like, I was so scared and it's not cold at all. I think I suffer more with winter when I was living in Spain, to be honest. Summers, in the past, in theory, they were not as warm. Now, lately, they had been warmer and warmer, and I think I suffer more through summer than through winter. I really enjoy the winter time. I just think that houses might not be prepared for hot summers, only for cold winters. So that's a thing. And air conditioning is not a thing here. So if you are used to air conditioning, this might be a shock. And the last one, and it's just a little bonus, is the water from the tap water, the water from the sink is so cold and so good. It tastes good. It's always cold, even in summer, and I never encountered that anywhere. This is the first time in my life that I don't have to buy a filter or I don't have to buy water to drink it. I just take a shower and I'm like drinking my water. I just like brush my teeth and put it completely cold. And you can see how the sink literally gets like, it gets that condensation cold of how cold the water from the tap is. And that's a little bonus, but honestly, that shocked me a lot about Prague. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that from anywhere, and I honestly love it. So I think those are the 10 things and the bonus that shocked me the most about Prague when I moved here. I know you guys are really enjoying the videos about Prague, so I'm gonna try to make more videos about Prague in the future, and hopefully this quarantine is gonna start getting softer and softer so I can actually go out and show you guys how everything looks here and what we do here, and that's it. So this is my normal content. If you're liking this video, you are gonna like my channel, so don't forget to subscribe. That's it. I've been talking too much, and I'll see you next Tuesday with a new video. Remember, I publish every Tuesday and every Friday, but if you click that subscribe and then the bell button, it would let you know the moment I have a video out so you never miss out. Bye!